I'm back with another Pro-Am game. This is actually my second game. And then I played another game after this, but that team was trash. You don't want to see that. You want to see this game right here. And once again, we got a lot to talk about. Now, we found out the hard way that after a game in Pro-Am, it's possible for your team to play another game even if you don't already up. And that's what happened to us. So now whenever we finish a game and we're in that arena, we just leave immediately. We're not going to wait there. Let's say you got to take a little bit of a break. Somebody's got to go to the bathroom. You want to get a drink, whatever. You just got to leave and then come back. Because if you stay, it's possible for the game to find another game. Even if you're not there, even if you're idle, even if some of your teammates leave and somebody stays in there. I just wanted to give that heads up for teams that are just starting now. Maybe you didn't know that. So enjoy this gameplay. These guys, they started celebrating early. They were flopping. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but I wanted to discuss something that not a lot of people are talking about. And that's for players that play my career. You're actually at a disadvantage when you play this game online. Because the guys that are really playing Pro-Am and the teams, they don't play offline at all. So when they play their game offline, they put it on Pro, and then they grind out their hotspots. Because your hotspots are important. They're going to help you with shooting online. So when you're playing on Pro, yeah, you could get hotspots all around the court because it's easier to score. The release timing doesn't matter as much. The defense isn't as good. But for somebody like me, for somebody that actually plays the game offline, you don't want to play on Pro because you're going to win by like 30 to 50 points every single game. So you're playing a Hall of Fame. It's going to be harder to get your hotspots all red. You're probably not going to be able to do it, honestly, because the defense is just better. The shooting percentages are lower. So when you take your character online and you're playing against people that they don't play it offline, they just do that to get their hotspots up. They have a huge advantage over you. And why is that? That makes no sense. Why would I be penalized online because of how I play offline? The hotspots in the Pro-Am should be created by playing Pro-Am. Your hotspots at the park should be created by playing at the park. And your hotspots in my career should be created in my career. Same thing for walk-on, because walk-on is not the same as Pro-Am. So don't allow people to get their hotspots in walk-on where it's easy. The sliders are different, and then take that to Pro-Am. Just every game mode has its own creation of the hotspots. But honestly, 2K needs to just separate these game modes. My career has really taken a step back because of the online caps and because of the E-League and their esports. The caps are important for online because if you don't have caps online, everybody's going to have a demigod. They're going to have a 7-foot guy that's faster than everybody, that shoots better than everybody, that dribbles better than everybody. We understand that, but offline, you need to be able to do whatever you want. You should be able to make whatever player you want. And there should be no attribute caps. You should be able to go all the way up in every category. And here's an easy way that they could do this. Offline, you don't have any caps at all. When you upgrade your attributes, you can pick which attributes unlock first. You can go wherever you want, but then the play style that you select and the arrows and the caps that we have now, that's where your ratings stop when you take your player online. Your ratings online at the park and Pro-Am are only going to be respected at those arrow caps, but offline, you could be above them. So for instance, my player right now, I have an 84 3-point rating. That's my rating that gets capped when I play online. But offline, I could go all the way up to a 99 3-point rating. I could have 99 speed. Obviously, you have to earn the upgrades to do it. But you should not be capped offline. And then offline, it should be just like my league. You should have sliders. You should be able to make trades. Like right now, I want to be able to trade Carmelo Anthony to the Thunder. Because when we first got the game, that trade didn't go down. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to put Dwayne Wade on the Cavs. I should be able to do it in my career. It's my career. I'm playing against the CPU. You should just be able to have as much fun as possible. Do whatever you want. Make a fantasy player, whatever. My career has really taken a step back ever since they've added in the caps. The caps make perfect sense online because people abuse the players. They make demigods. We know that. That's why the caps started coming in the last few games, because they're trying to stop that. They don't want to have a whole team full of 7-footers doing everything. That makes sense. And when it's my players versus my players online, everything is pretty balanced because there's no NBA players. But when you're playing my career, you're playing against NBA players that have ratings and combinations of ratings that you cannot make yourself. And that doesn't make any sense. My career is supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to be able to do what I want to do. And in the last few years, they've taken that away from my career. So maybe they should name it something else. I don't know, but it's clearly not my career anymore. And if you've been paying attention to this gameplay, you see these guys have been flopping. They're celebrating. They're going to flop after this play. The game's not over. We still got another quarter to go. But wouldn't you love it in my career to have sliders? Because every year 2K ruins something, some type of CPU, something. Either the CPU is making too many threes, or the help defense is out of control, or the pick and rolls, there's illegal picks. If we had sliders, we could adjust these things and fix what 2K can never fix. Because every year they have some flaw in the CPU that they can never fix, and it messes with the gameplay in my career. But the sliders could fix that. Now, obviously, if we use sliders, because you know 2K is worried about the VC cheese, because they're worried people are going to switch to sliders and then use that to score 100, 200 points a game and get 5,000 steals a game and then get a lot of VC and let my career be like a VC glitching thing. So all you have to do is, if you adjust your sliders, you could just lower the amount of VC that players are allowed to earn if they actually tweak their sliders. So that would be the downfall, is that, hey, you tweak your sliders, the VC you can earn per game is going to go down. If you leave them on the default that they select, then the VC will be just like how it is now. You're going to be earning. Obviously, 2K would have to do the same thing for the badges, because then people would just be able to get their badges by changing sliders. So maybe if you change sliders, you can't work on the badges, or simply just make it so that online you got to get your own badges. There's lots of ways that they could do this. If they just make it so that you use sliders, you don't work on your badges, then you got to work on your badges when you go to practice, or when you play online, you get your badge. There's definitely a way. They just got to think it through, get together, think about how they're going to do it. But the fun factor in my career would go way up if it was actually your career again. There's a lot of things in my career that have taken a step back. Who remembers when you used to be able to upgrade an attribute and then later you could just take it away? But let's say you upgraded something like post scoring and you're a point guard, and then you realize, you know what? I don't really need post scoring. I'm going to take it back. You wouldn't get the full amount of skill points back, but you would get like 20 to 30% of it back. And then you could put it on something else, or you could save it until you earn more. Who remembers that? You can't do that now. That's not possible. Who remembers when your signature shoe had attribute boost? Like you could put a speed boost on your shoe or a 3-point boost. Imagine if you could do that today. You got a signature shoe, you give yourself a little bit of a boost. Even if it were only for offline, that boost. Still, make my career, just increase the fun factor. There's a lot of people that play only my career and no online, or mostly my career and a little bit online. Their fun factor should not go down because of esports or because of Pro-Am. That doesn't make any sense. And look at this game. We were down big at one point. They were celebrating, and we're right back in it with 47 seconds left. We have a chance, and you know the other team, they're shaking in their boots now. They're not celebrating anymore. They're definitely not. You know they're on the edge of their seats. That's a bad double team. Splash! What a cold-blooded three from Noobs. It is a 1-point game. Wow. This is why you play this game. For moments like this. For comebacks like this. For a chance to make a comeback. And look, I just reached. I got no steal. You saw that? And they score. I probably should have gotten a steal there. I reached at the perfect time. He wasn't protecting it. Nothing happens. So should we go for 2? Should we go for 3? It's Endo with a perfect release to tie the game. They call a timeout. And who is their hero? Who is their clutch finisher? Who is their Kobe Bryant? Their Michael Jordan. Who is it? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? No, they pass it inside. Is it that guy? No, they don't know what they want to do. Look at this. We're locking them up. Good defense. They call a timeout. They realized that they completely wasted that possession. They wasted all that time and made no progression. So here we go. Will we get hit with the cheese at the buzzer? At the buzzer. This off. They get the rebound. No. And we're going to overtime. Wow. From these guys flopping after scores to us being in overtime, what a game and what a finish this is going to be. And look at that fail of a jump ball on the first attempt. What was that? Man, that's embarrassing. What? Oh my gosh, they win the tip. 3 more minutes of action, but you could see that we figured out their defense. They really have no answer for Fresh, our big man. They have no way to guard him. And then look at that. Look at that block. Look at that defense. Another block. They have no answer for the post. They're always double teaming when we go in the post. And so this is something that I recognize in the third quarter. And that's why we started going to Fresh every time. But now they're not even double teaming because they know what we're doing. They know that we're waiting for them to double team so that we can knock down a 3 or knock down an open shot. But then that also means that their centers, because if you looked at the start of the game, they don't really have defensive centers that can guard somebody like Fresh. So if they go in a 1v1, they have no chance. Look, he could just spin off him. He can do so many different moves. He's completely dominating this game. Shout out to Fresh, because it's funny. Fresh, a lot of times he likes to stand in that corner and shoot threes. That's what he does in most of the games. But tonight, in this game, I told him, I said, you got to be a big fella. You got to be beasting and feasting in the paint. We don't need you shooting threes. We need you posting up. We're going to him every single time. Look at these moves. Look at this. And then look at Ninja. Gonna tap it back. Can I get in on this action? No. But Ninja with the tip in. And now it's time for us to start celebrating because they can't score. And this is our game to win with 20 seconds left. They're reaching like crazy. Ninja is going to throw it down, and it's our turn to hit the ground. It's our turn to do what they were doing. What a game. What a comeback. You know they're salty. You know they're not happy about this L that they had to take because they were too confident, because they weren't focused, because they celebrated too early when the game wasn't over.